Get up and wave and look at the camera.
Is he recording right now?
Yeah, it's recording now.
All right.
Okay, everyone. This is my audience. These are some of my scouts and some of my scout leaders. All right, I just want to thank everyone here personally for coming out and sitting through this presentation about myself. I guarantee that you're going to learn something new about me here. My full name is Jeffery Daniel Johnson. I was born in Birmingham, Alabama on a cold and dreary December day in 1976. It was about 3:43 in the afternoon. My mother named me Daniel because that was one of her favorite characters in the Old Testament. She always thought of Daniel as being a courageous name, and I'm a pretty courageous guy. When I was young, I moved south of Atlanta to a little town called McDonough. I lived there pretty much my entire juvenile life. My pastimes included reading. I did a lot of reading. And riding my bike. And it was an awesome bike. It was yellow, and it was a girl's bike. It had a banana seat. My dad thought it was the sweetest thing. He said I was so manly that I didn't need a man's bike. I could ride around and take the criticism with a young woman's bike. So that's what I did, and I loved that bike, and I rode it until it broke. Behind my house there were lots of trails, and I used to ride on them, and I used to build forts, kind of wooden igloos. I'd stack pine needles on top of wood that I stuck together. We had a good old time, me and my brother. I learned to work. I learned to do yard work. I dug a lot of ditches. That was a favorite pastime of my father. Grew up, graduated high school, decided I was going to go to college, and went to school. After college, I decided to join the military, where I served in the Armed Forces. I served in the United States Army. I did my basic training at Fort Jackson, which is right up the road here in South Carolina. For those of you who are viewing this on YouTube, I live in Augusta, so that's pretty close. Jackson is Fort Jackson. I graduated top of my class in basic training. I was the platoon guy. I was really, really fat when I joined the military, and I mean really fat. I was so big that, and I had lost so much weight, when my wife came to pick me up during the Christmas holidays of basic training, I stood directly in front of her, staring at her, and she didn't even recognize me. That's how big I was, and that's how much change that basic training actually had on me. Well, I did my advanced individual training in Fort Bliss, Texas, learned to operate radar, and then I was deployed to good old Georgia again. Came right back to Fort Stewart. From there I went to Iraq. My first FOB, which is a forward operating base for those of you who don't know, was FOB Loyalty. It was about 3/4 of a mile long by half a mile wide, and I was encaged in that FOB for right at a year. It was a wonderful experience. The most memorable event during my time at FOB Loyalty was networking about 35, 40 Xboxes together and playing big Halo tournaments. I really enjoyed that. I came back to the States and I applied for the WOX program, which is a warrant officer program, because I wanted to be a pilot. Always wanted to be a pilot, my entire life. I got accepted. I was going to fly. I was stoked. Time came for me to leave, and I had this feeling. And I just realized that maybe it wasn't the right decision. So I prayed, because I'm a religious person. I prayed, and I realized that I was not supposed to become a pilot, and I don't know why. To this day, I'm still not sure why, but it breaks my heart to think that I could be flying right now. So I decided to not become a pilot. I ended up staying in the military and becoming stop-lost, going back to Iraq. This time at a different base called Kalsu, where mortars rained on us pretty regularly, and that was a terrible time. But I learned and I grew, and I made a lot of good friends. Came home, got out of the military, and now I work for a local company called C4 Planning Solutions. We do a lot of programming and support for the military. That's my job. I'm a computer programmer. I'm actually the team lead, so I kind of direct my team which way I'm supposed to go. I work on a suite of products. I'm actually designing the product, so that's pretty fun and interesting. You guys may not think so, but it's fun. You know, I can design something from the ground up. So, I'm finishing my degree, and that's what this film is for. I'm finishing my degree for information technology, and when I get finished, I may finish my previous degree, which is in computer animation. I really enjoy doing computer graphics and animation. It's pretty fun. I'm married to a wonderful woman named Eden. We are expecting our 4th child. We have 3 others. Our oldest is Ammon, and then Abigail, a daughter, and then Isabel, and we don't know what the next one is. that's too soon to tell. So I hope you've learned a little bit about me. I appreciate and thank you for your time. Thank you.